Hi everybody, welcome to Theo and Olaf. My name is Irene. With me is Olaf, our Samoyed doggy. And today I want to tell you that Olaf finally took his first agility class, and I want to tell you all about it. As many of you know, we've been trying to get Olaf to take an agility class for a while now, but we did have some difficulty with it, especially since at the last training center, Olaf took an evaluation and failed it, so we couldn't take agility there. Luckily, we found a training facility nearby where even though he can be a little bit reactive and barky, they let him take the agility class. So we were nervous having Olaf take his first agility class. The first reason is that we were very much embarrassed when Olaf did his puppy school classes back in the day. Olaf was very reactive, just barking the entire time. So we were a little concerned that he might be doing something similar, even though he has matured a bit. The other thing too is that at the training facility that offers agility class here, they're positive reinforcement only, meaning no aversion tools like the e-collar, prong collar. So we're more used to a balanced training method using those tools. So we had to switch to using a harness for walking Olaf on the leash. And then we also had to use a clicker to mark when Olaf done something well. So usually when we mark more of a positive thing, yes, we're used to doing it verbally. So using a device like this is new. One thing you should know before taking a group dog agility class is that there's actually a lot of waiting involved. That's because each dog has their own turn using the agility set. So I had to make sure that Olaf was well entertained and not too frustrated with waiting. I gave him plenty of gelato before each class or during class. He had plenty of chews. We did some sniff activities together. Even did some downstay training. So it was a lot of time and effort from me to keep him occupied the whole time. The other thing too is that you and your dog are separated into your own little gate or pen so that your dog can't really see what the other dogs are doing and prevents interactions between dogs. So for Olaf, that was a little bit frustrating for him because he couldn't see what was going on. So we decided to move him to a separate room altogether, where he had more room to just roam around and let out his frustration while I could still see what was going on in the main agility course. Now let's talk about how Olaf did with agility itself. In the beginning, before each turn, I had to make sure that Olaf had his attention on me because he was so easily distracted. He would bark a few times before having to do a move, but for the most part, he learned things pretty quickly. The only downside is that he also got distracted and lost focus very quickly. So when it comes to learning something new, he was very willing to pick things up, but if he had to repeat any moves over and over, he'd get a little bit more frustrated and just want to walk around or do something else. So I'll have a pretty strong beginning for each class, but then towards the end would just kind of lose his attention. But I think for the most part, Olaf learned a lot, and he really enjoyed doing certain things like going through tunnels. He zoomed through really fast through them. He also enjoyed jumping over things, and he also really enjoyed the A-frame. But putting all those things in a sequence would be a little bit hard for him at times. So overall, I would say we had a pretty positive experience with our agility class. Olaf was definitely a little bit barky, especially when it was his turn, but I think for the most part, he was pretty well behaved and a lot calmer compared to his puppy school days. And we're thinking of probably repeating our intro to agility class just to get a better feel of the equipment. Just because there's so much going on, you kind of lose track of what the instructor is saying, especially when you're managing a reactive dog like Olaf. But I think he enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to him being more agile than before. So that's it for our update with Olaf's agility class. We're very excited to finally check something off our bucket list with Olaf, and we can't wait for him to try even more things. If you have done agility with your dog before, I'd love to know what your experience was. Did you take a class? Did you buy equipment to use on your own? I'd love to hear more about your experience. And as always, if you enjoy this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching.